some brisket. Here you go. One of the things that people ask me about literally fairly often is, how do you properly cut brisket and stuff? First things first, got my cutting board right here. What I'm going to do is put a lightly damp towel underneath it, which will keep it from moving as I do this. So first things we do is I got to trim off a bunch of the fat. Now the bad thing is that is literally where all of the flavor is. Everything. Now if I get a little bit of meat in here, it doesn't matter. I'm going to probably grind this up for sausage anyway. Now what I'm looking for right here is the break. And I can stick my fingers right through here and I can tell that this is the top and this is the bottom right here, okay? What we're gonna try to do is cut straight across down here. Now this is kind of weird and ugly, gross looking area. I hope you can see it clear enough. And you just trim it piece by piece, a little bit at a time, and eventually these two will separate. And you get this part that's called a flat. So when you ask for a barbecue, and they go, hey, do you want lean or fatty? The flat would be lean, and the top side would be the fatty. Now this stuff in here I can't use for anything. I just want that. I just literally want that out of there. And you may have noticed that I'm using a bread knife to clean this. This one. I use whatever knives are around, but really old school beef knives are uncomfortable for me because of the way they're built. I'll show you. See this thing? It literally has no angle to it. So I go in here to cut beef. So here's where the way the muscle is going. You can see the strings going this way, right? So we want to cut against the grain, meaning don't cut with it. This would be with it, and this would be against it. Or to say it the easiest way, cut across that. And then you get these beautiful looking pieces of meat. If you cut this way, you get this really stringy, grody, weird stuff. Okay, so now watch when I cut this. My wrist has to go all the way down to the base of this board. If I do it with this, real simple. Now it doesn't matter if you're at home and you're cutting one brisket a week, but if you're doing 5 or 10 briskets a day, that's a big deal. All right, so we've taught you how to go either with or against the grain. That's the biggest one. The other thing you want to keep in mind is, what are you going to do with your brisket? Literally at the end of it, are you going to turn it into oven barbecue, or are you cutting it up to make stew, or are you just serving it as brisket? Because it really does matter. This fatty piece right here, which it's more fatty, is great if you've got it sitting in a crock pot. Okay, so what I do is cut this and then I use it afterwards. Now this one's easier to see the strings going this way. So that means you would need to cut the opposite of that. So, right, going this way. Here's the strings, and you want to go this way. Now I'll just give you a quick demonstration so you can look and see. Look, you don't have to be perfect on this. Worst case scenario, cube the thing up and make something out of it. All right, but see how nice that is? That is barbecue quality. So what you want it to do is stretch, but not break. And that one's perfect. Hope I taught you something.